Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Norad here. So today we're going to learn about the parts of a book. So just like you have a body that has different parts like your arms, your hands, your head, your books that we read have parts too. So I have a chart back here. It's called an anchor chart and it says parts of a book. It's going to help us to learn the parts of a book. So our first picture here shows the word front for front cover, front. And it says that on the front cover is the title. So I have a big book here, and right now I'm showing you the front cover, okay? This part of the book is called the front cover. On the front cover, you're going to find the title. The title is the name of the book. So just like you have a name, books have a name. Most of the time, the title is going to be at the top of the book, but sometimes it can be at the bottom of the book or even in the middle. So how can we know which words are the title? So look at my front cover and you see some big words up here in red, but you see some smaller words down here in black. So how can I know, and how can you know, which part of the front cover is showing the title? The title is always going to be the biggest letters and words, okay? Most of the time it's at the top, but not always. So, looking at my book here, the big letters are the red ones, okay? The red ones are bigger than the black ones, right? So this is my title here. My title is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, all right? That shows my title. So on the front cover is the title, just like this shows us on our chart. It also is going to tell us the author and the illustrator, okay? So down here, the smaller print is the illustrator's name. The illustrator tells us who drew the pictures or the illustrations in the story. The author, it's also going to tell us the author, is going to tell us who wrote the words in the story. So my front cover is the front part of the book. It has the title. It has the author and illustrator's names. The author of this story is Laura Numeroff, and the illustrator, it says illustrated by Felicia Bond. So you're going to find those things on the front cover and usually some kind of picture or illustration. Now, I want you to think about the title. If you give a mouse a cookie, let's look at our mouse. What is he wearing? He is wearing overalls, and what is he eating? A cookie. Would a mouse really eat a cookie and wear overalls? No, that is so silly. So this story is a pretend story. It's not real. We call that fiction. So in fiction stories, we're going to find illustrations, pictures, drawings. They almost look like a cartoon, okay? So again, this is called the front cover of the book. Now, this part of the book, I'm going to flip it over, is the back cover of the book. All right, so I want you to think of it this way, okay? This is the front of my body, just like this is the front cover of the book. Now, let's turn around. What is this part of my body called right here? My back, all right? So when you turn the book around, it's the back cover. On the back cover, you're going to find words, sometimes pictures, and you're usually going to find this thing right here. Do you know what that's called? That's called a barcode. That's how, when you go to buy a book in a store, they scan it and it tells the cash register how much money it's going to cost. If you're going to school in the library to get a book, you're still going to scan the barcode, but you don't have to pay for it. But it's going to say, all right, Miss Norad is checking out the book If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. So in case the book doesn't come back or they need it, they can know who has the book. So the barcode will either tell you how much the book cost, or if you're checking out at a library at school, it lets you check out the book so we know where the book is. On the back, the words are going to tell you a little bit about the book so that you can decide if it's a good book for you or not. Now, on this book, here, let's look at the back cover of this book. On this one, do you see that it has pictures on the back of this cover? All right, so this back cover has words, just like our big book, and it has your barcode. But this one also has pictures on it, where this one did not. So on the back cover, you can have pictures, it's going to have your barcode, and it's going to have more words telling you a little bit about what the story is about. All right, so we have the front cover, the back cover. All right, next one is a little tricky, okay? I'm going to open up the book, and I'm going to turn to the first page. Now, this is called the title page. This is not the first page in my story, though. The title page comes before we actually get to the first page in the story. If I turn the page, this is the first page in the story. Okay? So the title page, I'm going to turn it back because the title page comes before the story starts. And if it's called a title page, what do you think is going to be on the page? The title! You got it. All right, here's the title in big green letters. If you give a mouse a cookie. So there's my title. It's also telling me the author and illustrator again. Written by Laura Numeroff. She's the author. She wrote the words. Illustrated by Felicia Bond. She's the illustrator. She drew the pictures. I have a picture that's going to tell me a little bit about the story. So we know it's definitely going to be about a mouse, but I see a boy. And he's got some cookies in his hands. And he's outside on a rock, and he's looking at what looks like maybe a book himself. So there's probably going to be a boy in this story. Now, can you see this small print right here? This tells me the publisher. A publisher is the one that puts the actual book together. So the author writes it, and then the illustrator does the beautiful pictures, and then they send it to a company who puts it together in like a computer, and they print it out, and they actually print out these beautiful pages, and they staple it together, and they actually make the book. So the title page is going to tell you the title, the author, and the illustrator, and it's going to tell you where the book was made. And that's what you can find on the title page. All right, so quick review. What is this cover called? Front cover, very good. What is this part called? Back cover, very good. And what is this called? Right, the book's so big I can't open it. Right here, what's this page? The title page, very, very good. All right, and then this side right here is called the spine. And the spine is just like your spine and your back. So turn around, bend over, and try to feel down the middle of your back. That's your spine. Your spine helps your body to stand up nice and tall, to sit up tall and straight. It helps your body to move, and it connects your smart brain to the rest of your body to tell your body what to do. If you didn't have a spine, you'd be slumped over all the time. So the spine of the book does the same thing. It keeps all the pages together and makes sure that the pages don't fall out and that the book stays together and that the book is put together and the pages don't fall out, and it helps you to turn the pages carefully. Without the spine of the book, the pages would fall out. So, boys and girls, I'm going to point to it, and I want you to tell me what are the parts of a book. What do we call this part? Front cover, very good. What do we call this part of the book? The back cover. All right, what about that tricky one? Let me open up to it. Ready? What is this called? The title page. Very good. And we don't have to know this one for kindergarten, but you're so smart you can totally do it. What is this called? The spine. Very good. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you tomorrow for another activity on our parts of a book.